Okay, I will continue my friend's presentation. Having almost the same meaning as the copula to be, for instance, I become angry. It's almost the same in meaning as I am angry. Since the former is replaceable by the latter without greatly altering the meaning of the sentence, the slight difference in meaning between to be and the other verb is usually explained in terms of the fact that the copula to be is static in meaning, whereas the meaning on the other verbs more dynamic since they refer to the beginning, development, or final stage of a change condition. Here's a table for verb be. The statement is he is good. The negative sentence is he is not good. The interrogative one is he good? For verb get, the statement is they get angry. The negative sentence is they do not get angry. The interrogative is do they get angry? For verb go, the statement is he goes mad. The negative is he does not go mad, and the interrogative is does he get mad. For verb grow, the statement is it grew pale. For the negative is it did not grow pale, and the interrogative is did it grow pale. In spite of the structural differences in the syntax of the language, a construction which consists of the copula to be or any one of the inchoative verbs such as in the table can rightly be called a complementive construction, since the word of any linguistic form following it's always a complement to make the meaning of the construction complete. In complementive construction like is angry, the copula be or its other forms like is, or was, were, serve as a marker to identify the type of the construction. It is called an impure marker because it is at the same time also a constituent of the construction. These so-called complementive constructions are also found in Indonesian or Japanese, although there is no equivalent for the English copula to be in those languages. For example, he is diligent, for which the Indonesian translation will simply be ia rajin. Thus, the English structure of the complementation is diligent. It's not a construction at all in Indonesian since it corresponds with only a word. This may lead us to think that there are no complementative constructions in Indonesian. The third exocentric construction is predicative construction, which consists of a subject and a predicate as two ICs. As a subject of English sentence, usually a noun phrase, and a noun equivalent is used. While for predicative, we always have a verb phrase or a group of words with a verb as its center. In Indonesian sentence, for the subject, there is a similar kind of word as used in English, namely a noun or a noun phrase. For predicate, the use of a verb is not obligatory, as can be seen from the following comparison between the basic sentence of English and Indonesian. Here's the table for point 12, the comparison between the basic sentence of English and Indonesian. In the example cited above, it can be seen that all English sentences contain verbs that are italicized in the sentence above. Sentences 1 to 3 in Indonesia do not contain any verb, which means for predicate and Indonesian, sentence can have adjective in 1, a noun in 2, a prepositional phrase or prepositional group in 3. That this is in line that was been explained in the preceding page, that there is no corresponding Indonesian verb. For the copula to be, it is the difference between the two languages that will cause some difficulty for Indonesian speakers to learn English. They almost always forget the use of the copula to be in English sentences as illustrated by the example number 1 to 3 above. Another difficulty that they may meet in the use of English verbal suffixes to indicate various concepts such as to indicate the third person singular subject like in he sings well, or to indicate past time acting as in he worked hard every day. English people who want to learn Indonesian will also have some difficulties in learning the affix section of Indonesian verbs. They cannot understand why Indonesian verbs sometimes like the prefix ber, as in berjalan or for he walks, me in menyanyi, or he sings for he sings, and memperkan in memperkenalkan saya for he introduced me. Another difficulty has to do with the last example above, which the writer termed as existential sentence. The formal subject there in English is mostly used in such sentences, but it has no counterpart in Indonesian. The Indonesian sentence as stated above, example gula ada di cangkir, the more common forms of sentence will either be ada gula di cangkir or di cangkir ada gula. The problem an Indonesian will have studying in English have to do with the formal subject there, and they use the various forms of be which depend on the following nouns which functions as the real subject of sentences. Here, table. It has been said before that the predicate of an English sentence always contains a verb as the center of construction, which always has a special form depending on the subject of the sentence, the time and aspect of the action. This verb is called finite verb, which is opposite to non-finite verbs. The following sentences are meant to illustrate English sentences with finite verbs in English. First, dictated in form by the subject of the sentence, point 1 and 2. Also called agreement in form between the subject and its verb, time of action. 3. Aspect indicating whether or not an action is in progress. 4. Aspect that has been completed. 5. Non-finite verbs never change their form regardless of the subject of the sentence or time or aspect of the action. A non-finite verb may be a gerund. For example, I like walking, an infinitive, he wanted to come, a present participle, I am reading, she's reading, a past participle, the animal is killed, it was killed. Indonesian does not have finite or non-finite verbs, since the same verb form is used in both situations. For example, ia bekerja keras, he worked hard, ia suka bekerja keras, he likes working hard, and bekerja keras itu baik, working hard is good. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.